Well, thank you all for joining us here on 13 News at noon. I'm Karen Campbell here with meteorologist Sean Ash. And a lot of people want to know, when is the snow just going to disappear? When can we see the sun again?
Yeah, well, we've got our sunshine today. Of course, we've still got a lot of February. All of February.
Right.
We have some March. So what I'm trying to tell you, we have a lot of winter to go. But
Okay.
we do have a warming trend on the way, well advertised. But to go forward, sometimes we have to look back, Karen. And we got to take a look at the numbers from this morning, because it's probably going to be the last single digits we should have, at least for the next week. I don't think we're going to be completely done with them. We'll see how the middle of February plays out for us. 4 above in Indy, 1 below Zionsville, 4 below in Frankfort, 5 below in Crawfordsville. So we were telling you that this morning was going to be colder, and that definitely played out. This is what's left from some of those snowbursts yesterday and from the winter storm from earlier in the month here. 17 right now in Indy, 16 in Shelbyville. Compared to 24 hours ago, temperatures 10 to 15 degrees colder, but we have wind chills that remain in the single digits. So it feels about 25 to almost 30 degrees colder today, despite the fact we've got a good dose of sunshine right now. 17 west wind, not terribly strong, but again, the wind chills right now hovering in the single digits, and it's going to relax just a little bit as we go into the afternoon here. We make it into the lower 20s. Warmer this weekend. Got a couple of adjustments to the forecast. I'll share those with you coming up here in a few minutes.
You know, we're getting calls from clients that they're terrified to leave their house because they don't know if ICE is going to be at their door.
We are taking a look at immigration in the United States being addressed at the state and the federal level. Yesterday, IMPD and IPS talked about their roles in recent policy moves. Hours after President Donald Trump returned to office, he signed a number of executive orders addressing immigration. His administration plans to send 1,500 more troops to the southern border. He's promised mass deportations. One order says state and local law enforcement would have to help enforce federal immigration laws. Here in Indiana, lawmakers are considering a bill that supporters say gives guidance to local police on how to do that. Under House Bill 1393, if a police officer arrests someone for misdemeanor or felony and has probable cause to believe that person is undocumented, the officer would be required to report it to the county sheriff. The sheriff, in turn, would be required to tell ICE. And people opposed to the bill say it will lead to racial profiling.
What is that reasonable doubt? Is it, again, you don't have a driver's license on you. I don't know how many times you or I walk around the neighborhood without a driver's license. Do we have to worry about proving our citizenship? I mean, I think it's a legitimate question.
Determination is not made just based off of pulling a person off the street. The determination is only made after an individual has been arrested for that felony or misdemeanor.
The Indiana bill passed out of committee on a 9-2 vote. And we are also hearing from local agencies about these executive orders. IPS sent a letter to parents this week highlighting 3 things about their policy. First, the district says they will not allow enforcement actions by ICE on school grounds without legal documentation. Also, their team is trained to respond to situations involving undocumented students and their families. And finally, the district has partnered with legal advisors to make sure that all actions align with the law. We spoke with an immigration attorney about what could happen if ICE comes to your home or even your school. She says while there are plans in place, there is still an unknown.
It's just kind of demoralizing, honestly, to kind of feel like you're up against that constant what is going to happen to my client, and I don't know, and I don't have a good predictor, and I have to be really vulnerable and honest with clients and tell them that we don't know the whole story yet.
IMPD Chief Chris Bailey also released a statement on X about their policies. He says local police have no power to enforce federal immigration laws and that they've never been asked to take part in immigration sweeps and do not plan to do so. Rachel Van Tile, who you just heard from, she also tells us everyone has a right to an attorney, but in immigration proceedings, there's no attorney appointed to you. This afternoon, controversy is brewing over a decision by Governor Mike Braun to cut $5 million from Martin University in his proposed budget. Martin University is the state's only predominantly black university. That money was allocated during the 2023 legislative session. Now, there is also a lack of funding for what's called the College Success Program, which helped minority and first-generation low-income students access higher education. 13 News reached out to Governor Braun's office. We have not yet heard back. Martin University did send us a statement reading in part, Martin University remains focused on its mission to serve our students and community. New this afternoon, the man suspected of shooting his estranged pregnant wife and killing her unborn child has entered a not guilty plea. Jeremy McBride's initial hearing wrapped up this morning. His bond is currently set at $200,000. McBride is charged with attempted murder and feticide. This shooting happened last Sunday on Indy's South Side near East Raymond Street and Garfield Park. Police say McBride told them he planned to kill his estranged wife and unborn child before attempting taking his own life. The woman is expected to survive. McBride's pretrial hearing is March 18th with a jury trial starting March 24th. A former Greenwood Daycare employee is facing battery charges involving a young boy. Investigators say cameras inside of Kitty Academy of Greenwood show the teacher, Joyce Perkins, slapping the boy last November. In the arrest report, police say it was hard enough to spin the boy around. The teacher says it's because the boy spit on her. Johnson County Prosecutor Lance Hamner saw that footage and filed the charge.
Under the law, that constitutes a battery because battery is defined as a person who knowingly, intentionally touches another person in a rude or insolent or angry manner.
A daycare staff member tells 13 News Perkins was immediately terminated and a report was filed with the Department of Child Services. In a statement, daycare leaders say the facility has a zero-tolerance policy for mistreatment of kids. A 28-year-old Muncie man is facing sex trafficking charges after allegedly trying to lure a 16-year-old girl with drugs. Now that investigation could expand to include even more victims. Right now, Anthony Franco Smith is being held in Grant County, and the girl is safe with her family. Last Saturday morning, police got a call about the girl, and when they picked her up, she had cuts on her face. She told police that she was being held in a car by an alleged known drug dealer who specifically sells drugs to kids. The teen also told police the suspect participates in sex trafficking. Right now, the Grant County prosecutor is preparing to file formal charges. The Delaware County prosecutor says he's asking law enforcement to see if any crimes were committed in Muncie. 13 News is learning more about a backlog of untested rape kits here in Indiana with a wait time of up to 8 months. Lawmakers are working to tackle this issue. Republican Representative Becky Cash has proposed a bill that would add nearly $3 million to help get those kits processed. If passed, the money would be available beginning next June and would be given out through this Indiana State Police. Cash says the issue is crime labs don't have enough equipment to process all of the DNA. Labs also have an issue recruiting and retaining employees. Advocates say this is a much needed change for survivors of sexual assault.
The opportunity for these rape kits to be processed, not only to give the possibility of justice to those that have been harmed, but to also give the possibility of protecting others in the future from those that have predatory behavior.
And right now, the bill is headed through the legislative process. Another bill making its way through the State House is aimed at addressing Indiana's crucial nursing shortage. Senate Bill 176 would allow high school students to earn credits towards a licensed practical nurse program. The bill's author, Shelley Yoder, says it strengthens our state's healthcare system while investing in the future of Indiana students.